Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our second Sunday in Advent, the Sunday of Peace. Now, each Sunday in Advent has a different theme. The first Sunday is hope or faith. The second Sunday is peace. The third Sunday is love, and the fourth Sunday is joy. Today, we move into that time of our Advent season with the second Sunday, the Sunday of peace. The word peace actually means calm or calmness, quiet, stillness, harmony, or serenity. And for many of us at this time of year, any one of those words may seem far from what they are feeling right now with all the hustle and bustle of the season. So the question is, where are you in your calmness, quiet, stillness, harmony, or serenity right now? Or when faced with some potential difficulties, did you go to that place where those attributes actually exist? So let's take a look at Mary and Joseph. Here is Mary, and since we're all about a month away from Christmas, let's just assume that she is about 8 months pregnant right now. Now, for those of us who have been 8 months pregnant, we know that's not an easy time on our bodies. We don't know when Mary and Joseph received the message that they had to travel to Bethlehem for the census that was being taken. So let's just assume that this is about the time that they received this message that they're going to have to take this trip. Now, researchers say that for the way that Mary and Joseph probably traveled, it's about 90 miles from Nazareth to Bethlehem. And they figure that trip probably took them about 10 or 11 days to travel that far. And I don't know about you, but if I had to think that for 10 or 11 days, I had to be sitting on the back of a donkey, walking over hilly terrain, up and down mountains, through the desert, being 8 months plus pregnant, I don't think I would be looking very forward to that trip. I have a feeling that my faith in God, my peacefulness, my understanding of divine order, and all the rest of that would have been very tested. And I wouldn't have been feeling very calm, quiet, still, harmonious, or serene at that time. But here's Mary and Joseph starting to make the preparations to make this trip. They will be traveling on a donkey through the desert, which means they're going to have to pack food for 10 or 11 days. They have to pack water, not only for themselves, but for the donkey also, because who knows how far between each oasis there is. They're going to have to pack bedding for the night. And, even when thinking about all of this, I think about the picture we have of Joseph leading the donkey and Mary sitting on the back of this donkey. But we don't see any picture of Mary sitting on the top of all the provisions they had to pack for that and then sitting on that poor little donkey. Or did they actually have two donkeys, one to carry Mary and one for all of their provisions? We actually don't know. And here's where the peace part comes in. Have we packed enough? We can say that today when we're getting ready to pack for a trip to go somewhere. And yet, in today's day and age, we can go to the store and just pick up anything that we forgot. With Mary and Joseph getting ready for their trip, they don't have fast food places along the way. And even though it's the desert can become freezing cold at night. So I wonder what Mary's thoughts were as she was packing for this trip. Now we have to remember that Mary and Joseph were part of the Essene community. The Essenes were very much into what today I would call metaphysical teachings. They were known for their belief in a higher power and that there was a higher power within them to help them, just as we teach in Unity today. And as they were part of the Essene community, did they really know that their thoughts and words created the world around them? Did they know that they were the co-creators of their lives and that they could create their journey to be as easy as they desired? Were they asking their high selves for help in doing all of this? Were they trusting and being peaceful with all the information that they were receiving? So here's Mary spreading things out, and she didn't have her iPad with her to make her list on. So she had to rely completely on her memory and the flow of spirit within her to remember all the things that she had to pack for that trip. So I wonder what was going on through her mind. What if the baby comes early? Do I have everything I need in case the baby is born out there somewhere along the way? And who's going to be there to help me if the baby does come while we're traveling? And then what about when we get to Bethlehem? The baby is due about that time. Will there be someone there to help and assist in the delivery? Have to remember, she's leaving her entire female support system behind at this critical time in her pregnancy. Or did she have absolute faith? And was it, that complete peace that everything was going to work out perfectly? This was going to be the birth of her first baby. So the question still stands. Was Mary calm, peaceful, and serene at this time? And where would you be if you were in the same situation as Mary was at that time? The irony is we've all been in that type of situation at some point in our lives. Maybe not the exact situation, because I doubt if any of us had to look forward to a 10 or 11-day trip on the back of a donkey when we're 8 to 8.5 months pregnant. However, each and every one of us has been faced with looking forward to doing something that we didn't think we could do, or looking forward to doing something that we didn't want to do. I doubt if Mary wanted to make that trip to Bethlehem, and yet she knew she had to. When were you faced with something that you didn't want to do, but you knew you had to? For whatever the reason, there was something that came up in your life that you knew you had to do, even though you didn't want to do it. And my question is, did we internally just know that everything would be okay? Did you stop and ask Source, your own high self, for help and assistance? Did you take time to sit in meditation and prayer about the situation? Or did you just move to that state of calmness, quiet, stillness, harmony, and serenity? I think for all of us, we have had those times where we just knew without a doubt that whatever's going on was really working for our highest and best. There's just that part of us that knows that everything, no matter what it looks like, is going to turn out absolutely wonderful. And we have that beautiful state of peace, harmony, serenity, and calmness inside of us without even taking another thought about it. And yet at other times, because of the situation, we have to take a time to step back and reconnect with Source and move to that place where we put our trust in Source. By putting our trust in Source, we were actually moving into that sense of calm, the feeling of harmony and serenity. So whether we just immediately knew something was going to work out for our highest and best, or we had to step back and take a deep breath and move to that part of surrender and releasing whatever was going on to Source, to assist us in moving to that state of mind, we still were able to find that calmness, the quiet, the stillness, the harmony, and the serenity. Our daily word for today stated, peace flows from that place in consciousness where God's presence fills my awareness. I need not find a quiet corner. When I am willing, anywhere can be a peaceful sanctuary. The peace of God refreshes me and goes with me as I return to the activities of the day. Wherever I go, whatever I'm doing, I am a peaceful presence. As we look back upon Mary and her traveling during this time in her pregnancy, We hold for her that she was able to find that peace within her own self that told her that everything would work out better than she was even anticipating. So today, as we move further into the season of Advent and we continue to open ourselves to consciously recognize the Christ beings that we are, I invite you to take on the energy of calmness, of quiet, stillness, harmony, and serenity, of the presence and the power of the Christ that is in you and as you. I invite you to hold on to the energy of peace, or that presence and power of the Christ in you as you, flowing through you, present with you every single moment of the day. May this calmness, this quiet, this stillness, this harmony, this serenity for all the good in life be yours from this day forward. Thank you for being with us today, and God bless.